Comedy Jonah. Hi, John.
Hey, Eric, how's it going?
Oh my god, you get very excited on these intros lately. I don't know what's
Well,
happening.
I'm very excited about this show.
Is that your Helen mug?
Is this a blast from the past or what? Look at, I'm having some tea. This is a mug that Helen made us from her season.
That was
Yeah.
when we did the Amazing Race with Helen. Well, not the real Amazing Race, the fake
Right.
Amazing Race in
Right.
Temecula, and Helen
The
was on our
charity.
team.
Uh-huh.
And Helen is a cutthroat lady. Okay,
She's really
she
cutthroat, especially in that
she.
wig thing that she was
Uh,
wearing.
this is not
Yeah.
planned, but I will let you all know. You can watch video of that over on our at Reality Recaps
You can.
YouTube of us doing that race with Helen. Awesome. So, you know what else you guys can do? Wherever you are watching, make sure that you follow, like, and subscribe. It's a great way to help support our shows and share them. Let people know that we are live now. Or if you get to the end of this episode and you think somebody might like it, you can put it in a Facebook group or a email to your mom. I don't care. You can also tweet us your questions with hashtag YRRLive at any time you guys want. But I am so excited, John. I am
Oh
so
my
excited for
gosh.
this show.
I bet you are. This has been a long time coming for you.
It has been a long time coming. It is somebody that I am so happy and that we have to explain that Twitter is not bad to, but not happy that he's in the. I'm just gonna shut. I'm blushing. It's Christian.
Yay!
What's up, guys?
Hello, Christian. Welcome to the real world.
It's sad to come back to reality. Of course, I still wish I was there, but I get to see my family and everything, so there's a positive side to it.
Absolutely.
There is. And I have to say, of course, we want to talk about tonight's episode. Of course, if you guys have questions wherever you are watching this, you can leave them in the chats for us. But I just saw one comment that you made on Twitter, Christian, and I feel as someone who has been in the Twitter streets for years.
Yes.
Did I tell you? Now, you said you might have heard that Twitter gets a bad reputation sometimes.
Yes, I did.
Right.
But that's only for bad people, Christian.
And there's a lot of bad
not
people.
you.
I'm hoping it's not me. I feel good.
Twitter loves you. You have nothing to be worried about in the Twitter streets. Twitter is fun and it's instant gratification.
It is. That's very true. And I kind of came back to the Twitter streets today, and it was a very positive reaction to it. So I'll definitely stay on there.
You did. I mean, one of the things that I saw you tweet, you've been very much like, because I just want to not get it out of the way, but I want to address it first so that the people who are going to want to put comments like this in the chat will know it's pointless. So, you've been getting a lot of people kind of pushing you towards saying, like, you were racially targeted. That is why you have been kicked out of this game. And you've been knocking down all those people on social media. You've been like, no, it's just because I win a lot of stuff and I was a big threat.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much is what it comes down to. I had a 77 win percentage against the entire house. So odds are any competition I went into, most likely I would win. And that's not me being arrogant, that's just the numbers. And so people want to say, do you feel as though you were targeted because of your race? No, I was targeted because I was good and people took the opportunity to take me out now because they weren't sure when they'd get another one.
Right.
Do you think it was a smart move to take you out so soon? Because, being a big threat, you're also a great shield for a lot of the guys in there.
Yeah, that's what I tried pitching within my 3 days of constant pitching and speaking to everyone, trying to convince them. I pitched that idea a million times that I was their biggest shield. And if it were me sitting next to any other person, including any other guy in the house, I would be going home. So I don't think it was the wise decision on their part. Not only have I a shield for everyone, but I'm also one of the most honest people on the show. I don't think I've lied to anyone in any significant way that would backstab them or make them not want to work with me. So I feel like it's a big missed opportunity that they didn't work with someone who was extremely loyal and could have competed for them.
Right. 100. And look, I don't understand. I know that you are a big comp threat, but you also need to play it down a little bit. I mean, perhaps we could just, there was this.
Yeah.
So, you could also just
Adorb.
play to your
Adorb.
non-ballerina and say, sometimes maybe not a comp threat. No, of course.
In hindsight, I should have maybe thrown a few comps, but that's just not in my nature. I do not have that ability to do it. If I were to come back, I would have to think smarter and work less hard in order to survive a lot longer. So people ask me about other people's gameplay, and honestly, anyone else who's still in the house, even if they're floating by, it's a better strategy than mine was. So I applaud them for that.
I want to get one thing out of the way with you, because this was one thing that I didn't understand, Christian. And I need to make sure that you know that, or explain it to me. So, now I believe Alyssa was not a fan of Harry Potter, right?
She was not. She's never watched any Harry Potter movie in her life.
Which is why I love her. Okay, because we're all adults, and that's shows for children. So, now, are you a Harry Potter fan?
I'm a huge Harry Potter fan. I think I've had 3 pets of mine named after Harry Potter characters.
Okay, then
they're family pets, so not just me.
Okay, but then my question to you, Christian, is... Did you not know that this blanket doesn't make you invisible?
Oh, that was a very good question. Very good question. Yeah, I guess I had a feeling that it would make me invisible, and especially since it's not even covering me all the way. Maybe I should have thought a little more.
Well, if it was invisible, all we would see is tush, right?
Right. You guys wouldn't want to see it anyways, right?
No. Well, I mean, I have to say, I give you guys a lot of credit. I know, super fans of this show, people that are live feed watchers, generally, most seasons, we don't love a showman's. And I think the majority of us were rooting for you guys. Like, yes, you were a showman's, and yes, it was hidden, but you both played the game. You both made the game the focus. It wasn't like, we're a showman's for showman's sake, and we hope we're going to get to be on Amazing Race and follow our joint Instagram and calendar that we're going to put out when which do all those things, go for it. But you know what I'm saying? You guys were there to play a game, and were also in a showman's. So I just think you were such a great showman's of this season, even if I hate Alyssa, because, I might have.
I appreciate that so much. I'm very, I definitely wanted people to know how genuine it was, too, because I did have a fear that people would assume it was just for the show's sake, but that's not the case. All of the feelings are definitely genuine, and I hope it shows.
I love it. And I have to say, a great example for, or let me ask you this, because a ton of your questions are, where do you see you and Alyssa in the future? So where do you see you guys in the future?
So as people know, we don't have a title yet. We're unofficial, but I know I messed it up on the live. She told me that she is my girly girl. On live, I said that I was her girly girl. That's not the case. I was sitting next to Julie Chen, so obviously I wasn't thinking straight. So yes, we are not official, but I want to be there for finale night, and on finale night, I would like to definitely make it official, as long as it was in person. I don't want to do it over webcam.
Of course. And that was some kiss that you gave her. Was that planned?
It was, I think she knew it was coming. I definitely said I was going to do it. It was more like a joke. Hey, I'm going to do this on the way out. But in the moment, I was like, all right, this is the last time I'm going to see her. I wasn't sure if there'd be a battle back at that point. So I was like, whatever, lay it all out there. And honestly, that kiss was so that I gave her my comp beast powers. And based on tonight's results, it seems like it worked.
Oh my gosh, amazing. Yeah.
It does seem like it worked. Now, Christian, I see a lot of people asking,
Yes.
are you wearing a hat because you cut your hair?
No, no, no. My hair's still there. It's in a bun, guys.
Darn.
The reason why my the reason why I did a different style hair every single day was because the curls don't show up every day. All right. I
Okay.
only show the curls off when they look good. When the curls don't look good, right now it's in a bun. So that's it in a
I
bun.
just
Are you
Doesn't-
naturally curly? Are you naturally curly?
Yep, that is my natural hair, 100%.
spoken like
Have
s-
naturally curly hair, so
spoken like someone who clearly didn't stalk Christian's Instagram like I did.
yes, I did
Uh,
use this. This is the whole thing. People in high school, they're like, oh, they think that I get a perm now. The reality of it is, as embarrassing as it is to admit, in high school, I didn't know what to do with curly hair. So I would wake up even earlier in order to straighten a little bit of my hair just because I didn't know what to do with it. And then later on, I'm embracing the curls, and it's kind of my thing.
Well, my vote is for short hair because I always say long hair I care, but I know people will kill me for that.
Yes, I got some
Um,
hair lovers out here that want the routines and everything.
I
want
like the
a Pantene.
cornrows.
I want a Pantene commercial.
Exactly. After my campaign, I'll let go of the curls.
Okay. So I want to take some questions. Obviously, you have thousands of people that are going to be watching this later. There's hundreds of people watching it live right now. I want to get into some of the questions for you right off the bat. One of the ones being asked so much, I'm going to take it from Courtney. She said, has Christian learned yet about Brittany being on the spectrum? Did she share that with you at all in the house? Did she share that with you at all in the house?
No, I had no idea. I didn't even know coming out of the house until a few days later when someone sent me a tweet or something on Instagram or something like that. But there's a lot about Brittany I didn't know. I also didn't know that she was a fourth black belt or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So Brittany is very impressive with everything she's accomplished, and I'm so happy she's still in the house.
Yeah.
I looked out for her in the house, so I appreciate the friendship I made with her.
And she has a crush on you.
And you know what?
Who doesn't?
In hindsight, I should have seen that.
Uh-huh.
I believe it or not, I had no idea. I had no idea. I thought she was extremely friendly.
So Christian, are you caught up with the episodes? On pretty much all the episodes, are you caught up? And what do you think about the Cookout Alliance?
Yeah, so I'm not caught up at all. I actually really want to watch all the episodes. So I'm going to watch the episodes from here on out, but I want to watch the full season because Alyssa's in jury now. So she won't be able to see any of the seasons or any of the episodes. So I'm waiting to, reunite with her in order to watch it together.
Oh, you can make that a whole YouTube series.
Exactly. I
Totally.
thought it may be enjoyable for other people to watch ourselves. So I'm definitely holding off until then, as much as I want to watch it. But I am aware of the Cookout. That was another part of the question. I am aware of the Cookout.
Yeah, I mean, and so what are your thoughts now on the Cookout and finding out about them?
I was shocked because I have never seen that was it 6 people? I've never seen those 6 people in a single room at once ever. So they're extremely successful because they don't, talk. Of course, they don't talk about it. They barely meet. So part of my problem was my alliances kept breaking up after 2 weeks. We met too much. We talked about it too much, but they are so good at keeping it under wraps. And that's the best part about the alliance that they're in. Besides the fact that they're covered in every single area of competitions where I think they could continue to keep running the show. And it looks like they've only been running the show since day one, really.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard when there's a Cookout member involved in everything. One in every one of the groups, every alliance that you guys are forming. I mean,
complete old teams. Yeah.
Yeah.
It is so brilliant the way they've kind of come together. We've never seen this before, and I don't know if you've been told about Tiffany's plan yet, if you haven't seen the episodes, about how one of them will be with one of you guys not in the cookout, and then you will go on the block against a cookout member, but it won't matter because they will always have the votes.
I did not know that, but I mean, this is one of many reasons why they're so successful, and it seems to be working, and they could really run this till the end. It's going to be interesting when it gets down to the 6, because I mean, that's a battle there.
I mean, I should say, to be fair, Christian, that plan only worked if you were evicted. Now that plan is in place. Now they have the numbers to do that. Look, and I love a Brittany, and here's what I have to say. I love a Brittany again. I know that you are literally just back home. I know firsthand the adjustment period it takes to get back in, so I know you're not watching, the feeds and all of those things yet. But, there's been a lot of Brittany this week being like, Kylan shook my hand and he betrayed me and he went. And I'm like, gee, I wonder who knows what that feels like, Brittany.
Yep, she did the same thing to me. And I mean, I didn't get permission at the end to vote with the House because I knew I didn't have the votes. But it was really unfortunate because, it did come from that.
Yeah, it has. Yeah. It has been difficult. All right, here's what I want to say. Do you want to try taking the AirPods out, Christian, and we'll see how it's...
I heard that.
Yeah, we'll see how it sounds without them. I know, it's the stupid AirPods, everybody. Thanks. Yeah, turn it up a little. Oh, nope, because now we hear us. And nobody needs to hear me twice, Christian.
Amen to that.
Hey. All right, can you still hear us, Christian? Oh, no, but now we don't hear you. Hold on.
How did you not hear me?
Oh, no, we hear you now. We hear you now.
Yeah.
All right, I think we're good.
Okay, cool.
I think we're good.
Yes.
All right. Okay. So, obviously, we saw tonight that Alyssa won the POV, ensuring her safety in this game. Obviously, you must be proud of that.
I'm so proud of her. I'm so proud of her. She is the hardest person on herself. Every single time she came close to winning a comp, I was like, listen, don't sweat it. You will win. And I kept telling her that and to get into that mind frame. And I've been telling her forever. So I'm so happy she actually did it for herself, and now she knows she has the ability to keep winning comps.
And she won Otev too, which is awesome.
Yeah, a legendary. Yeah. I mean, if there's one to win, that's it.
It is 100% the one to win. And then adding in the additional factors now of the high roller room and getting able to vote on a player.
I really am. Like, I feel like me leaving 1 week and the game is completely different. Completely different. I mean, I was the first one evicted when the team split. So, like, I didn't even get to have the safety of any of my other teammates winning, which kind of sucks.
Well, and look, it's still very confusing because I don't understand. Like, everybody gets to play in the high roller room, and I thought only one person was winning, but then I guess everyone who play. What is the point of scoring if everybody gets to bet on somebody?
That's like I don't think I fully understand it either.
No one does, and I'll tell you right now. The people that say they understand it are liars, okay? They're just trying to act like they know shit. No, you don't. Because tonight on the episode, they were like, oh, I want to flush the power out. We have seen them on the feeds this entire week. Everybody has been saying, we're just going to play the POV one next week. Like, we'll do it then. So obviously the power has the ability to come back next week. I don't know what I'm missing. It's all very confusing.
I'm just as confused. I tried to ask some of the fans to explain it to me, but I don't think they understand it either, like you said.
I don't think any of us actually understand, and we're all just pretending like we don't.
Well, like, even today on the feeds, Claire was explaining, like, they went to Claire and said, Claire, can you explain the high roller one with the veto, and then she was explaining it on the feeds, and I was still confused. I was like, how? What? I still don't get it. I don't know.
I don't get it either.
I want last one, the most expensive one.
Yes.
Bring back any pre-jury member.
Oh. They would never. They would look. They don't make rational. They don't make rational decisions, Christian. I said all along that nobody could make a rational reason why you leaving made any sense. And, it didn't make any sense to you. And something that I've always said is when it doesn't make sense to you as a player in that game, it's because there's an alliance you don't know about. Because you were getting so frustrated about, like, this just doesn't make sense. I am good for your game. There is no reason. And everybody was just jerking you around because everybody knew what the plan was. So I have to give you credit because you fought to the very end. You never gave up, even with everybody, seemingly not wanting to tell you the truth.
I know. And that's the whole thing. I wanted to leave. I knew if I left the house, I would already be known as a comp beast because just of the results. But I wanted more than that. And so I think I proved myself as more than just a comp beast and having a social game and actually being a player who wanted to be in the house as badly as I did in the last 3 days. So although I was upset to be on the block, I was playing full Big Brother the last 3 days, and it was still so exciting to me because I was really in it.
What is it? Here's what I want to know. What is it like being in a conversation with Kylan in real life?
Oh, that's a great question.
Yeah.
Before you start, Christian, I'm sensing like maybe a weird tone. Okay?
Like
I'm not sure if your tone is one that you want to answer this question honestly. And
you want to whisper it?
Like
maybe you can just whisper it a little bit.
Are not going to be honest.
Do you have to lean in with Kylan? So
let's talk about honesty and our feelings about honesty. How about impact?
Can you balance your chakra and pick a feeling word?
Yeah. So those are great examples of what it's like speaking to him. It's a lot of pretty much it would take minutes of very large words. He's very intelligent. So everything is just out of my vocabulary. He's saying a lot when a simplified version would take 5 seconds. And honestly, it would be misconstrued much less. So it's just confusing. That's the best way to explain how conversations go with Kylan.
Yeah, he cracks me up. And I love when you can tell the people are done with it. Like there are just several times when Tiffany is like, we've already talked about this, I'm leaving.
Your brain must go to sleep, right? Because it's just kind of a circle and a loop. It's very soft. It's monotone. And I think that is part of his strategy,
and it's suspicious, too. It makes it seem like he's hiding something because of how much he's thinking before he speaks. So it's just like, what do you're not telling me something. Yeah, it's very confusing.
Well, it's like going to someone and asking them a question and then they answer it and you walk away and you're like, wait a minute, they didn't answer it.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
But every single person that's still in the house, I can't even say a bad thing about them because every single person's game was better than mine. Every single person that's still there, their game is better than mine. Even the people that I consider floaters right now, their game's better than mine. That's their strategy, and it works. I played too hard, and I got tossed out. That's the way it works.
Listen, you got everybody that comes on this show says the same thing. Everybody, no one has ill feelings. Are you guys Canadian? I don't. Is this Big Brother Canada? Because they're all very happy when they're out too. But
I'm so happy to be a part of this cast because I know every single one of these people will be my lifelong friends once we reconnect outside.
I have no doubt. You guys are all amazing.
Yeah, we needed a little bit more fighting. That's the only critique I have about this season.
Come on, guys.
Yeah, you wouldn't get that from me. Definitely not.
a mean gif or something. Just throw it at Brent. Just
well, you did fight with the bed. I might have laughed at your punching the bed a few times. I mean, I thought it was hot. Like, part of me was like, okay, that's hot.
Oh,
and then
wow.
I was like, oh. And then, so there was like that. We did see you fight with the bed. So, you know, but not anybody in the house.
Yeah.
And good. We need this cast rebooting. We needed this cast. I think you guys as a whole truly couldn't have come at a better time for
Perfect
Big
timing.
Brother, because it's clear you all do have respect and care
Mhm.
and love for each other, obviously.
And especially with all of this, the social issues that have been happening in the last year and a half with the pandemic, you guys are the perfect cast. It's amazing. And you're coming out and no one has hard feelings. And
like, regardless of when I went out, I know how lucky it is to be on the show, regardless if I was fifth out, the winner, or the first one to leave. It's a very rare thing for people to experience. Just there's thousands of applications. So you're already a winner once you make it on the show. And that's how I feel.
Right. True.
I want to take a question over from Instagram from a Big K Ann, or a Big Gay. This is from Instagram, and she wants to know: did you leave anything special behind or personal for Alyssa in the house?
Yeah, absolutely. I left Alyssa. If you ever see her walking around in, it looks like a teddy bear skin hoodie. It's big on her, very large on her. That sweatshirt is mine to her. And also the blue scarf she wore the night I was evicted as a t-shirt, that's also mine. That is for her. And she told me that she's going to try her hardest to remember to wear the scarf in different ways every single night when she goes into do her make her nominations, like cast her vote. So whether or not it's on her head, wrapped around her arm, used as a belt, as a t-shirt again, whatever it is, she should be wearing that scarf. If she remembers, she should be wearing that scarf every live eviction night in some form.
Oh, now because I'm evil, and you know
and I'm nice. So.
And I find humor in horrible things.
Horrible.
Now, have you watched any of your 10 p.m., which to me are very reminiscent of the Brennan and the Rachel shout-outs at 10 p.m.? Have you seen any of those yet?
Yeah, I have seen, I think, one or two of them, but production loves more than anything to cut it off before it's
yes. I died the first night, Christian, because they were getting ready. They were so excited for it. They walk upstairs and Alyssa's like, all right, Christian. And then it cuts away. We get like 20 minutes of Kylan. Now I'm going to need you to pass the share stick. And then we're going to talk about our feelings and what colors relate to our feelings. And we had that for like 30 minutes. Then it cuts back and they're like, all right, Christian, love you. We'll do it again tomorrow. Bye. And I was just like, oh, God, they are trolling them so hard right now.
Frustrating. It is, because the one that I saw was just adorable. Like,
they'll do it, believe me. As the season goes on and there's less, I mean, in all honesty, again, it is a testament to how amazing this cast is, that there's so much game going on that it's hard to choose what to put the cameras on and stuff. But I have a feeling as, time goes on, we're going to see more of that. I want to take another question. And it is from Trinity Willis that says, and you actually got this from a lot of people, if Alyssa wasn't in the house, do you think that you would have been in a showmance with anyone else?
Ooh.
No, absolutely not. Alyssa.
Good answer.
Alyssa wasn't someone that I went to the house and was like, oh, she's my only option. Alyssa, it was genuine connection that was created in the house. So unless it was replaced with someone else who was very similar to her, then no, there was no one else in the house. I didn't go into, all my pre-interviews said, I'm not looking for a showmance, which is why when I saw her, I knew I was in trouble.
Christian, since leaving the house, who are you in touch with the most that has left before you?
Probably Whitney.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, I really am. I want to make sure Whitney and me have no hard feelings because, of course, I was the one that took it out. So I'm like, please don't hate me. Please don't hate me. But, yeah, Whitney's really cool. And I've been probably in contact with her the most. But I have reached out to everyone. So either I reach out to them or they reach out to me. So I have everyone's contact information as far as the pre-jury people of the season.
Tell Whitney we've got a center square for her waiting.
Oh, she hasn't been.
Oh, I've been talking to Whitney. She just, she has the children. She has the children, and it's hard for her to. Gross. Just make them clean something. I don't know.
Or cook. Stir a martini.
Yeah, who cares? But I'm sure that we will make time for Whitney when she's still settling in, and it is different for obviously, as we know, the people that have kids and stuff like that. But what about Frenchie? Have you talked to Frenchie yet? Because a lot of people want to know, and Frenchie loves when I talk like this because it sounds nothing like him. He sounds nothing like him, but he targeted you week 1, and a lot of people are saying, have you confronted him about his unjust targeting?
So I have spoken to him, and we have not gotten into any talk about the season, this show specifically. It's just been, how you doing, catch up. He's the person that I've spoken to the least out of all of the pre-jurors. But it has not been any game talk. We spoke about fantasy football. We spoke about he's doing like a nightclub or something visit and asked if I would come out. He wanted me to do a shout out for one of his cousins or something like that, a family member for his birthday. So it was all super lighthearted, nothing intense. Yeah, and we probably won't get to any intense conversation.
He's great. I have to say, people can say what they want about Frenchie. I have found him nothing but funny. He has not, that I've seen, taken himself seriously, or he's not made the things serious. I don't think he deserves at all the threats to his family or his children. I mean, all of that is ridiculous. Totally unnecessary. But yeah, that the nightclub, I hear there might even be a viewing party in New York City, possibly in the works.
I hope. I'm so there. I feel so left out. Why wasn't I informed?
Christian, we live right by each other, so we could make it happen.
I'm there.
Or Mohegan, whatever. We should get you to Mohegan because they do the reality events.
Mm-hmm.
No one's. I mean, maybe people have reached out, but you try and answer DMs, and honestly, people's stuff just gets pushed down. So maybe they have reached out to me, and I just haven't seen it yet. But I'm really hoping either they reach out to me, or I was considering reaching out to them because I would love that, either Mohegan or Foxwood, something.
Yes, 100. Well, I'll tell you more about that after. Speaking of sports ball, Sparkly Eye wants to know, being from Connecticut, are you a Patriots or a Jets fan? Keep in mind there can only be one correct answer.
Yes, the correct answer is the Patriots. New England Patriots all the way. Always have been. Easiest question.
I love basketball.
I
think I'm supposed to say Jets because that's a New York team.
Is it?
I don't know.
It is.
Okay, thank you. Then Jets. Okay, we can talk Housewives, New Jersey or New York.
Day long.
We can talk about that. I don't know about the sports ball. Okay,
right.
So tonight, Otev. Obviously you did not get to be there for it. I was a little bit upset this Otev didn't spit stuff out at them. Normally the Otevs get very angry and vomit on them.
Yeah.
So that was a little bit disappointing. We did have some, although not as much as I thought we would have, of our falling moments. Poor Derek taking tumbles, not not being able to get it up. But I know a lot of people asking, how do you feel about Derek? He was someone that was very close to you. He went out of his way to come to you right away and say, you have my vote, Christian. No matter what, you have my vote. And now you know you didn't have his vote. So, what are your thoughts on Big D?
Joke's on me. I thought I did have his vote. Pretty much everything the way he plays his game is he will tell you up front what's going to happen. And so I had no reason to believe that I didn't have his vote. I had a final 2 alliance with him. I think it was after like day 3 or 4. And I truly still believe that me staying in this house was better for 99% of the people's games in the house. So I really did think that he was telling me the truth when he said that he was going to vote for me to stay. But of course, now I know it was all lies and everyone was lying to my face the whole time. But that's the game. Maybe I should notes because I should have lied a lot more than I did.
I mean, the game is lying and manipulating. I will never understand the people that go in and be like, I'm going to play the honest game. No, you have to lie. But you don't. But I wouldn't say that I guess you didn't really tell any, you didn't do an outright betrayal to deceive someone. But I mean, everybody in that game can't be open with their whole game. Or maybe you guys can, because I don't understand why every single week, just because the HOH is like, who's your targets? Who are you going after? And you guys are like, okay, here's my whole game.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Every time. I feel like I didn't use my HOH Watson because I didn't get that information. And I thought I did, but I just did what everyone does. This is what the HOH wants. So this is what I'm going to do. It's like, guys, if you have the numbers to not do what the HOH wants, you don't have to do it.
100%. And I will never understand how you, being the only HOH that did not put up Brittany, that she did not fight harder. I mean, you will kind of see when you go back to look. There was one very pivotal moment where Tiffany and Claire were going to flip the house. Had Tiffany had Brittany just fought a little bit harder for it, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's so upsetting to hear that because I really fought so hard and it just didn't pay off.
But knowing I guess I do know this answer because allegedly I'm saying, and it's allegedly, of course there is probably a financial incentive to stay longer for me saying and no one else. However, knowing what you know now, would you want to stay long? You would, because you would end up in jury with Alyssa.
Yeah, there's multiple reasons why I want to stay. I'd be in jury with Alyssa. I'd be able to sway votes if I needed to. If Alyssa made it the final 2, I would be trying my hardest, just as hard as I did to pitch that I should stay. I'd be trying just as hard to pitch that Alyssa should win in the event that she made it to finals. I would get more money in the house. So yeah, there's a lot of reasons why. But, at least I get to come home and see my family. And I'm just hoping this leads to more opportunities. Hopefully being able to see myself on Big Brother, because I am a big fan for sure.
I think there's no question you're playing again. Little Big Red wants to...
Considered that. You know what I mean? I went home pre-jury. I don't know if I did enough within my 5 weeks to be considered an all-star, if that's the season they would want to.
Jason, Roy, Davon. There's a ton of pre-jurors who have come back.
The burpees and the backflips. Come on.
You got this. Don't worry. I'm telling you, you'll be back. Little Big Red wants to know, have you talked with Alyssa's family at all since being out of the house?
Ooh, good question.
Yeah, I have. I've spoken to her father, reached out to me. Actually, just her father reached out to me. She had someone, like a motherly figure, reach out to me as well, which is how to answer that, but it wasn't actually her mother. So
auntie.
Oh, Christian, you need to be careful. Do
Now,
not believe
when
what the
Dad
people
reached
tell
out
you
to you,
on the Twitter.
when Dad reached out to you, was it a good thing? Did Dad have a shotgun? Like what?
Yeah, did he see the feeds where you guys were talking
That is
about mouth
my,
hugs?
yeah, that's my little girl, my little muchacha. What? Yes.
He thanked me for all the smiles I put on her face because he could see
Oh.
I made her, and for giving her the confidence she had in order to go out there and win, and everything was all good news. And he was sending me over Snapchats and screenshots of him watching
Nice.
moments that we had shared together.
I love that. TTBC wants to know, have you heard, and if you have, what is your reaction to finding out who Derek's dad is? Derek Frazier.
Yes, I've heard, and I don't know how I didn't make that connection. I feel so stupid. It was literally his last name with 2 big boxing gloves under it.
On his arm, yeah.
Right.
There's nothing to say besides I'm an idiot. I didn't make the connection.
Everyone says the same thing.
Yeah, everyone, I think, has said that.
Yep.
EVOO Extra Virgin Olive Oil wants to know, at this point right now, who does Christian think will win the game?
Besides Alyssa.
Well, I think Alyssa wins the game, but I think that Xavier will win the game.
Ooh.
Okay. I love that. I definitely love that answer. Annie wants to know, at what point did you realize that you were in trouble last week? Was it really not until you ended up on the block? Or, I mean, I know that we saw you kind of nervous about it before that happened. So what was it that made, you nervous last week?
Yeah, it was the nominees, the original nominees. I went to the Have Not room with former Kings, Sarah Beth, because she was one of the nominees, Sarah Beth, Alyssa, and Xavier. And I said, listen, I think this is a backdoor option. I tried to explain it to them and try to convince them. Nobody wanted to believe me. Of course, it ended up being a backdoor plan, but I told Alyssa, I said, Alyssa, if you trust him, then I trust you. And so that's what I rolled with. And it's just unfortunate because it's not Alyssa's fault. I wasn't blaming her right then.
Right.
It's just that he turned his back, and of course, he made her look bad as well.
Well, I think getting backdoored too is kind of like a badge of honor, right?
Mm-hmm.
They could not afford to have you play a veto.
In that veto.
I don't like backdoors anymore, and I almost
Are you sure?
I'm sure. I also would love to see them implement what Big Brother Canada has started to do, which is the HOH is no longer allowed to play in the POV.
Mm-hmm.
So Canada has removed that. Like, you made your noms, that's it. You don't get to play in the POV now. Because I think it does come at the expense of players like you. It's usually never the player that really isn't adding to the storylines or the drama, or that them remaining in the game would have this impact. It's always a big personality, someone who is adding to the game so much. And I don't know. That's just
such a compliment. I'm glad I came off as a player with you guys.
You did. Now, I'm sorry, I'm just throwing questions at you because people are going to kill me if I don't get more of these in. A drunk French lady 22 says, if Christian could make his perfect Final 5 alliance, who would he pick to be in it with him?
Wow. Final 5. All right. Well, I have 2 of them. I have 3 of them already, including me.
Okay.
Me, Xavier, Alyssa. Me, Xavier, Alyssa, Tiffany, and I don't think I could have Tiffany without Claire, so it'd probably be Claire or Brittany. I don't know which one.
Yeah. I mean, bring Brittany just for the fun, because she is.
You need a pawn. You need a pawn.
Well, and you'll need a pawn. You'll need a pawn, Brittany.
She served her purpose. That's why I made that promise with her. Brittany, I don't want you to do that again. I would hate to put you through that again for another week. So I said,
listen, watching Brittany win that competition when she took herself off was amazing. So, yes.
Incredible.
And Brittany will be amazing in the real world. Like, obviously, we joke about everybody around here. We know, you know, Brittany, I think she is going to get so much amazing stuff out of this because, yes, well, I could not live with her because I think I would bash my face in a wall. I think what she has also shown is she has a huge heart. She's a loving, caring, loyal. I think she's going to have nothing but good things come to her when this is over. So I can't wait to see more of what Brittany has next. Come for her next. I don't know if you, I'll ask it. I don't know if you can answer this. Will you be going to finale? So I don't know if that's something you can answer.
I want to say yes. If finale happens, I will be there. It's just, I don't know if because of COVID, it's going to be over webcam or in person. Regardless, I'm going to do the best I can to make myself there because I have a checklist to do myself when I'm there.
As somebody who had what?
I said, can you share some of that checklist of what you want to do? Couple things.
Don't think it's anything bigger than, we're not even official yet. So don't think it's anything crazy. But yeah, there's something I want to ask her.
You will still get to do. You would still get to do that over webcam. As somebody who had.
He said she would say no over webcam.
No, she wouldn't.
She said that.
Not.
I hope
practice on me. Just practice on me right now.
Oh, I will stand
you.
Comedy.
It's a lot of pressure. All right. I was ready. I was prepared.
Okay, no, you go. You go ahead, Christian. You go right ahead.
You're Alyssa. Alyssa.
Oops, John's camera's out. Go ahead. I guess you'll have to do me.
Oh my
Eric. I guess Eric.
Yes.
I've enjoyed every single moment that I spent with you inside the house, and I'm ready to experience every single moment with you outside the house. Will you make me so happy and be my girlfriend?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
I will. Of course she's going to say yes, Christian. Who wouldn't say yes just because it's over webcam?
Look, I was holding a flower too. I'm like the flower girl.
That's all.
Of course she's going to. And look, as somebody that had, production in my house for finale last year and didn't have any airtime, that will definitely get you airtime. So I would go that route. I would go with the, if it ends up being that way. But I don't understand why they can't. I thought that, we have the vaccines, we have everything. I don't know why we couldn't have an in-person finale. So it doesn't make sense, but keep pushing that. I think that should happen. Does Christian know about? Well, obviously you do. Does Christian know about Alyssa's bikini brand line and all of that? Of course you do.
Yeah. So, fun fact: the first thing I Googled when I got in this house, or first thing I looked up when I got in this house, was Molly Bird. I did check out her website. That was literally the first thing I looked up because I knew it launched. I wanted to see how successful it was, and I'm excited.
And if she was in a bathing suit, Alyssa, what Molly Bird? No, I think it is wonderful. This is what I love about all of you. You guys are all so career driven, smart. Like you're all like it's just a different caliber of player this season, and. That being said, Christian, can you please explain to me what a popsicle on a goddamn penny means?
Oh, okay. My saying.
Yes, please,
Sometimes
Christian.
Your ice pop falls on a penny. What that means is you drop your popsicle, you could be upset and walk away. It has a serious meaning to it. I see you laughing. You drop your popsicle, And if you're upset and you just walk away, you'll never see the greatness underneath it. So if you drop a popsicle, you look down, evaluate the situation. Look, you got a penny out of it. You know, I mean, it's more about seeing the good side in every situation and thinking about the goodness that could come out of it.
So you don't pick it up and start eating it again and maybe possibly get lead poisoning. It's just metaphor. Yeah.
I want to be 23 and think that the world is filled with goodness again.
Yes, it puts a smile on my face thinking that way.
You know what happens when I drop a popsicle? First of all, my back hurts when I bend over to pick it up. And then I'm usually cursing at someone. I'm like, I paid fucking $5 for this goddamn popsicle. A penny ain't gonna make it any better. No, I love that. I got what you're saying. And it is like, you know I'm like beating a dead horse over and over, but that's what I love about all of you guys this season. You are all so positive and
glass is half full. Glass is half full.
Who is Niels Tasuntra wants to know, who is one of your all-time favorite BB showmances and BB player or players?
So my favorite player is Tyler Crispin. I think, besides the fact we both got the long curly hair, the long locks, he played a very similar game when I was coming into it. He was a competitor. Of course, Casey was a big competitor. Fessy, big competitor. So I just think that I would play a game most similar to Tyler, and I just really appreciated watching his season. So he's my favorite player. Best showmance was probably Jordan and Jeff. I watched that. I mean, they're America's sweethearts. I hope that I provided something that they provided for me, which was every single time I saw them together, I was like, that is the cutest thing ever. I want that. And of course, that wasn't what I was trying to manufacture with me and Alyssa. It just happened. I just hope that it was perceived the same way that I perceived their showmans. And of course, it worked out for them.
Yes.
It did. It very much worked out for them.
Very sweet. Very sweet. Yeah. Because it took Tyler and Angela a little bit to kind of get into Angela. It took Angela a little while to get into it. Yeah.
Yeah, that was much later down the road.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I love a Jordan. I'm gonna say I love a Jordan. Love a sweet, innocent Jordan who doesn't hate gay people like Jeff. Next week, you're getting a lot of people asking if it can't be Alyssa winning HOH next week, who do you think right now would be the best person to win HOH and keep her safe?
Oh, good question.
Xavier, it's still in Xavier's best interest to keep Alyssa around. I think that when it gets down to the cookout with a few remaining players, as it kind of is starting to get to now, I think that there's potential. Xavier, if it came down to it at the end, Xavier may take out a cookout member and keep Alyssa around, because at that point, the cookout's going to have to start breaking up either this week or the next week. So I think there is potential for Alyssa to go much further than people think she will, because she has Xavier. Of course, I believe in herself alone in this game, but Xavier promised me on the way out that he would look after her, and I heard him talking on the live feed and said, I made that promise with Christian, so he's going to honor it.
Yeah. Destinies wants to know, where are you going to take Alyssa on your first date?
Ooh.
Yeah, I had this question asked to me too, and the problem is I'm gonna have to start doing research, because I'm going to her. I'm going to Florida. That's her territory. I don't know Florida. I mean, I had to answer this question right now. I'm gonna say Disney World. I don't know, but it's kind of
vaccinated.
Research or talk to her friends, or I don't know. I have to figure it out. But she mentioned a few things about going to like a private beach and having a picnic on the beach at sunset, something like that. So I'll think it's going to be something good.
Christian, here's the thing, because you're correct. She is in Florida. Here's what will be really romantic. Get her out of Florida. so she doesn't get the Delta variant with all the people that don't think they need to wear masks.
True.
Don't go to Florida, Christian. Stay out of Florida unless you want to die.
Yeah. So,
Only morons, literal morons would be vacationing in Florida right now.
And you don't want to, catch COVID on your first date,
and
right?
die on the beach because they have
You don't
zero
wanna
mandates.
Laying there with, dual respirators saying, oh, that was the sweetest thing.
It would be a day she wouldn't forget.
Well, yeah.
It would be. No. I don't mean the people that live in Florida. I understand the people that live in Florida. You guys are doing your best.
You're
the people
hostages.
that watch this show
Yes,
are fighting the good fight. I'm just saying.
Mm-hmm.
Bring her out of the...
Bring her to New
Bring
York.
her out. Bring her to, Big Apple, Twin Towers. She could have the whole New York experience.
Ooh. Let's go to Ray's Pizza. Yeah.
You could do a lot of fun things like that. Melanie wants to know, what is the most shocking thing that you learned when you left the house, both about anything in the game and from the real world? So was there anything that shocked you that you learned about your cast, or something that happened in the house and something in the real world?
There was a lot that I learned. Of course, one of the first things I found out was that Xavier's a lawyer. I found that Hannah's like a genius. Sarah Beth is not a voiceover actress. She's forensic scientist. Yep.
Yeah.
Claire said what her job was. I didn't know Brittany was on the spectrum. I didn't know she was a black belt. I didn't know about the cookout. I didn't know a lot of stuff. And so all of that was extremely surprising, but probably the most surprising thing to me was the cookout, because that involved a lot of people. So it's easy to keep one thing secret, like your profession, but in order to keep a group of people from not spilling the beans on an alliance that I lived with these people in the house for 30-something days, it was extremely shocking for me. Outside the house, I went into the house thinking COVID was better. That's what happened. I went into the house, COVID was better. Coming out of the house, I'm like, it's worse than it's ever been. Now there's a new variants. And
variant.
don't have to worry about that. Of course, that was extremely surprising, because I was like, ooh, by the time we get out, hopefully COVID will be done. And it reversed. So that was shocking.
It is very shocking, but at least we are, I think our states are, taking it more seriously, let's say, than others. So we're, I think we're gonna fingers crossed be okay, up and around in here in these parts. As far as the cookout, as far as the jury members, now a lot, you got asked this by a lot of people too. It seems that the jury could almost be split, where the non-cookout members will most likely control the vote, or in an odd chance that one gets brought far into it, then maybe the cookout will have the power to make the final decision. Either way, the question that a lot of people were asking is, do you think that it will be a bitter jury this season? Do you think Brittany, if she goes this week, will be upset? Do you think Claire will be upset when she finds out about, the cookout? And I don't mean upset in the, just instead that an alliance.
Or if Kylan's one of the final two, do we think Brittany will vote for him after this week she's had with him?
Right. I definitely can see some bad blood or some bitter people going into the jury house. Brittany has all the reason to be mad at the people that have put her up, and that's a lot of people that are still in the house. So I could see Brittany being bitter. I can see Derek F making an emotional vote. Azza, I could see making an emotional vote. But I think over the cookout, because it seems that no matter what arguments happen within the cookout, they look at the bigger picture. And so I could be wrong, but I think that any person from any cookout member that's in the jury house will have a cookout member's vote, because it just seems that no matter what happens, no matter what arguments they get into, they're doing this to prove something, and they're doing a great job at it. I think it's the bigger picture that they look at, and in the event that they had a Cookout member sitting next to a non-Cookout member finale night, that Cookout member is winning.
Yeah. I mean, 100%, because then they can control the vote. Or in the other way, if that's not the case, there's still 2 Cookout members on the block, so one of them is winning regardless.
That's true.
So either way, either way, but it would be an easier win, and I have thought that too myself. If you know the jury is majority Cookout, bring a non-Cookout member to final 2. That's a guaranteed win.
Right.
Yeah.
It's Alyssa.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, as you know, I think Alyssa is kind of high up on their priority.
That's what it sounds like. Talk around town.
Yeah, but I mean, we'll see. I think Xavier having her back in this game is a good thing. He fought so hard for you. I don't know that you've seen any of the clips of him crying over you and not being able to save you, and you know, he really cared about you in that game.
Yeah, that's my boy. I could tell he cared about me, and I cared about him for sure. I can't wait to see him. I DM'd his account today. Of course, I know it's not him behind the keyboard, but I DM'd his account today with a message saying how much I'm looking forward to seeing him after the show, and how supportive I am of his game, and appreciative that he's not only looking after my girl, but how much he looked after me while I was in the house. So I can't wait to see him outside.
I want to take a last question from Robin, and I mean, a bunch of people asked it, but who do you think Alyssa should target if she were to win next week? Who do you think she should go
Good question,
after?
Robin.
That's tough. I'm trying to take my emotions out of it, but regardless of who I think she should target, I know she's going to target Derek X. I know she wants revenge for me leaving. And as far as who she should target, I think maybe she should target Kai. Maybe we did talk about this before we left. If she won HOH, it would be Kylan and Sarah Beth up as nominees.
Yes.
That way, if none of them lose, one of them win veto, one of them is going home. In the event that one does win veto, Derek X is a backdoor option. He's out of the house.
Ooh.
Got a plan set, and I'm extremely happy with it because she's so intelligent. I told her that all the time. I'm so impressed with how intelligent she is, especially in the game. And that is the perfect plan. You get out the 2 people that are helping run the house, and then in the event that they win, you get out someone that took me out, and she gets her revenge. So I'm just really happy, especially since she could add Derek X to a resume.
Right.
Derek, someone who could add me to his resume, which is potentially a big resume builder. So if she's able to take him out, she gets his resume and my resume.
Well, I don't think that DX realized how close he came this week to being a target.
Yeah.
I think he very well could be the target next week, possibly. The only thing is, Xavier is not going to want him to go for the same reason he didn't want you to go, which is why, again, worst move in this entire season was DX going after you. Still makes no sense. He can do all the math he wants about it. You removed the biggest threat and made yourself the biggest threat. Period. Conversation's over.
Yep, I tried telling him.
Yeah, well,
we saw it. We heard it. Yeah.
I don't get it. He needs to explain it to me. Talk slowly. I don't know. I'm never going to believe it. However, I lied. The real last question that we have for you, Christian, is from our town, and he wants to know, is there anything you learned about yourself coming out of this Big Brother experience that you didn't know about yourself before you started playing the game?
I like that, our
Yeah,
town.
there's 2 things I learned. One was I didn't know how emotional I was. I went into the house seeing people cry day 3, and I was like, why are people crying? It's not the biggest. I broke down day 3. That was the first day I cried. So I realized how emotional I was. And then you saw the entire last week when I was replacement nom. I was crying a lot. So I realized how emotional I was and how okay it was to be emotional. I mean, I did it in front of thousands, millions of people on TV, so I'm okay with it now. The second thing I learned was how respected it is, regardless of the outcome, how respected it is to not give up. And I think that people should learn from that, because regardless of how you feel the outcome will be, regardless of how you play it, really just keep trying, because it's more respectable and honorable way to go out and could lead to bigger and better things than if you just lay down and die. So I think those are the two things I learned about myself coming out.
I love that. And again, I know that you haven't seen the feeds. One of my favorite moments that I got was when I said it's the shoe drop for me.
Yeah.
Where you rolled over and then your shoes fell off. Or when we all, I mean, I can't take credit for this one, but because we all kind of said it, was we all knew watching that you were going to be blindsided, and I feel like collectively Twitter kind of thought about it at the same time of, oh God, he's gonna have to go to the bathroom after. Yep. And DX is gonna have to trumpet announce him for that. And like I said, I'm just evil, but I think that you handled everything brilliantly, Christian. If, in case you don't know, and I don't know how you wouldn't, you have nothing but fans that love and support you.
Yep.
The way that you have spoken about things post-season, I just think that you are like the perfect example of what a Big Brother player like you can be and should be, and it's what I hope that we see cast going forward. We don't I just think that you're a great example of a player in this game and how people can be in this game and outside of it.
Yeah, got backdoored and left the game where the game's supposed to be. And you know what? No hard feelings. Hate the game and not the player, right?
Absolutely, yeah. And I'm glad I was able to set that bar for casting in the future. You know, this is really how people should realize outside the game that it is just a game and you need to move on. So, you know, that popsicle drops, you look for the penny underneath, right?
I'm going to be looking for one every time.
Exactly. Christian, of course we're going to put all of your social medias and the links to all of your stuff below this video wherever people are watching it back. But for the people that are listening to the podcast version, tell them where they can find you on social media.
Yes, so my Instagram is Christian_Birkenberger, which is not maybe the easiest to spell. So it's Christian_BIRKENBERGER. That is, I believe, my Instagram, as well as
your Twitter is just C, the letter C, and your last name.
Yes, my Twitter is C Birkenberger, so CBIRKENBERGER. My Facebook is just Christian Birkenberger, spelled the same way, guys. And I did make a cameo. I believe it's just Christian Birkenberger.
Okay. And TikTok? Are you back on the You did have a few TikToks.
Yes. I'm going to start being extremely active on TikTok, guys. I'm actually planning on posting something tonight, so please follow me on TikTok. I want to provide you with entertainment in that platform as well. So, yes, please go follow that. It should just be Christian Birkenberger as well. Maybe Christian_Birkenberger, but everything is really just Christian Birkenberger except for Twitter, which is C Birkenberger.
Right, because Twitter. Look, if you're confused at all, check the notes below this show wherever you are watching. You will find all of the links there. Christian, we thank you so much for coming out.
Thank you.
And like we say, make sure that you are following Christian, us in those places. You guys sharing shows, liking, following all of us is a great way to help support. Yay!
Thank you guys so much. Thank you for having me. I had fun answering your questions.
Yay! We're happy.
We will see you guys all. We will be back here tomorrow night to find out who's going home, who the next HOH is. We will see you guys all then. Bye for now, everybody. Bye, friends.